Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the reporting and the analytics. But just I'll give you a small introduction, like what are the reporting components, what you have in the market, and what is SSE. Okay, so if you see what are the different reporting components what you have in the market with respect to SAP is in SAP BW and PO, we have the different components like BEX, WAD, Web Application Designer. In BO, that is business objects, we have Webby reports, Crystal reports, and there's a component called Lumira Designer and Design Studio, which are used to create the dashboards. And then we have a component called SAP Analytics Cloud, which is very new and like very powerful in the market. And then obviously the embedded analytics. And when it comes to non-SAP, the other the most important reporting tools which are like very famous in the market are like ClickView, Tableau, and Power BI. These are the different components what we have in SAP and non-SAP environments. And when it comes to SAP SSE, okay, so what is SSE? SSE is a unified software as a service that combines all the analytical capabilities of business intelligence. Planning can be performed, machine learning is inbuilt over there, and also we have the predictive capabilities in the SSE. Okay, and this component is supposed both on-premise as well as the cloud, and with the real-time data as well as the data replication methods. So all the options are available in this component. So what are the key values, business values getting it with SACR, like descriptive analytics, like what has happened in the past in my organization and why it has happened and what will happen, that is like diagnosis analytics and the predictive analysis, and how these things can be overcome or what actions can be taken to overcome these issues. So all this can be analyzed in SAC with the different like in SAC also we have the different options, different components which are used to use and take the decisions on this. Then in this diagram, like it is an overview of SAP architecture, SSE. Okay, and as I said, it is a cloud-based as well as it supports both on-premise. Okay, and what are the key activities that we can perform in SSE are data connectivity, means how we can connect the different sources of data, like it can be your system, it can be your S4 system, or it can be your flat file, or any system, it can be connected. So all the connectivities can be performed in the SSE. At the same time, the data preparation means we can also do some data wrangling, that is nothing but data formatting things in the SSE itself, in the concept called like data modeling. And then administration are like same as your like other components of administration, like creating the user securities. All those things can also be performed within the SSE as well. And some other like scheduling, APIs, collaboration, these all things are possible in the SSE. And when it comes to analytical capabilities, we have majorly three sectors over here: business intelligence, augmented analytics, and enterprise planning. So what are the things that we'll be performing in business intelligence are data discovery, means we have the historical data, huge amount of data. So we have to do the analysis on the data. So we should have the proper data, all that data discovery part, exploration part, and based on that data, we can create our story. And the stories can be visualized in the form of different dashboards, and those can be presented to the managers so that they can do the analysis and they can take the decisions or perform some activities. When it comes to augmented analytics, like conversational analytics, automation analytics, predictive analytics, so these all things can be performed under augmented analytics. And enterprise planning, events are there, workflows are there. The same things can be sharing, simulation, and predictive analysis. And all these parts can be published at the different levels of the users. Like it can be in the form of a digital dashboard, boardroom, or it can be a form of a reports, or it can be a form of your analytics application, stories, and also this is also integrated with the MS Office integration, so it can be also be published in the Office. And all these can be published to your hub or catalog in the central repository of the portal, and also your mobile applications. And when it comes to the connect, so generally we have two categories, one is SAP and one is non-SAP. And also we have two concepts over here, live data and the acquired data. Live data means it is real-time data. SAC can get the real-time data from the sources. If it is non-SAP source, what are the sources that we can connect are same SQL data source as SAP BI, same data source as SAP Data Cloud, and SQL data sources. These are for your live data. When it comes to acquired data, means when I say acquired, that means physically we will be storing the data in the SAP. We'll be place the data in the SAC. On top of that, we'll generate the reports or stories. So what are the components that we can use it over here is like same, like SAP SQL data sources, Google, we can say have the SharePoint as well. So these are all your SAP, non-SAP acquired data. When it comes to SAP, live connection, SAP HANA, your CDS views, SAP BI, your BEX queries can be exposed, SAP S4 HANA, okay, BPC, data warehouse object components like your universe and the web intelligence documents can be exposed to the SAC. And this is part of your live, and the same almost the same components can also be used in the acquired connection. Means these are the two different types, acquired connection and the live connection. You see what the major differences, like when you say live connection, what exactly it happens over here is data replication is not required. Means at that data, we never store the data in your SAP environment. Just when we execute the dashboard or report or story, at that point of time, it will get the data from your source. Leverage business metadata directly without adding additional modeling. That means no need to do any modeling over there in your SAC environment. What all the modelings we have performed in the source system, those modeling capabilities directly can be used in your SAC. Okay, and the other best part is your security. This is very important. Creating a security is very important in the organization. The same security is what we design in your source system can directly be used in your SAC as well. When it comes to data import connection, here the data import means the data is fetched from the source system and kept in your SAP environment. And top of that, we can do the modifications of the data, and then we can use the same data in your reporting level. Okay, so this is like a small presentation which provides you the on-premise and the cloud system, so how it can be connected. Okay, so I will just take you the next screen. This gives you the more visibility. So here, when you say like cloud and the local network, how the system is going to connect with an SAP environment. Here, if you see in the below part, data sources, OData and SAP BPC network, these are connected to the cloud by using there are different connectors in order to connect to your cloud system. SAP Cloud Platform Cloud Connector. This is used to connect your OData services and SAP BPC network. When it comes to your data source for SAP BPC MS Office, your BW system, universes, SQL databases, if you want to connect with these sources, there is a component called SAP Analytics Cloud Agent, which is used to connect to your SAP SAC. In the same way, you can connect your local files directly, and then you can go through with file servers. This is for your import data. When it comes to live data, there is a component called CORS, Cross Origin Resource Sharing. This is a major component which is used to connect your source to the SAC. By using these components, we can connect the live data at the same time, import data.
Anil, can I disturb a minute?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. There are, one is a connector which connects, just elaborating because it's getting a bit confusing.
Okay.
That one connector is for SAP connector is used for connecting with SAP database as well, or it is only for non-SAP?
For both we have. You mean to say SAP Analytics Cloud Agent?
Yeah,
Yes,
good.
it can connect both here. SQL database also it can be connected.
Okay. And if we are uploading the data, if it's a file data, then where will it be uploaded? Is it something kinds of AL11 or what we have to do?
No. If you want to connect with flat files, local files, then there are two options here. We have a file servers. Okay, where is like a centralized servers from where every means if there are multiple users, they want to maintain the file. So we can maintain the file in the centralized file server from there, SAP Cloud Connector, and then it will connect to the SAC. Or there is another option. Directly we can connect, import your flat files into your SAC. That is what I'm going to show you in the session. So once you once we pass the session, then we'll be doing the hands-on how to import the data from flat file directly to the SAC.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so what is that we are going to do over here in this training, in this session is flat file. We have a flat file and how to import that flat file in your SAC. And on top of that flat file, we'll be creating a model, and that model is used to create our story. This is what we are going to do the hands-on today's session. Okay, just I'll directly jump into the system now. Okay, fine. So I have a flat file, just I'll show you that as well over here. I have a small data set for this presentation. I have this small data set where we have the different data like sales order data, sales order date. We have age and sales agent, okay, country, latitude and longitude, customer status. We have some measures like your number of meetings, units sold, and order value. So I'll be importing this data in SAC and do some data wrangling, means data cleaning in the model, and top of that model, I'll be going to create a small story. Okay. So this is the version which I have it, and I'll be using this trial version to show you this demo. Okay. So now, if you see this, in the left side, you have different components like home, flat file, stories, analytics, right? So here, once you land up to the SAC page, this is what you'll be looking at. Okay, so now I want to import the data. So what I have to do is I will go to the component called data set. Okay, once I go to the data set, here I have an option to import the data from Excel or from data source. Means when I say other data sources, this is the place I'll be using to connect to my SAP systems. If it is a live system, if I want to get the live data, then we have this type. And if I want to get the acquired, means I want to import the data in CC, and top of that I want to create my storylines. If that's the case, then I'll be using, based on a business requirement, we can use this option, either live data or acquired data. But in this session now, I'll be taking up how to import the data from flat file and how to create a story on top of that. Okay, so I want to import the data. So import. I will be selecting the source file and import. So I'll give you the data set. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to import the data from your Excel to the SAC. Actually, today, I'm going to show you a simple example, and down the lines in coming sessions, I will take some critical and the most advanced features what you have in SAC as well. But as of now, I don't want to get into directly into the critical part or the most complex things. Just I want to make everybody come on the same page so that the sessions, like if time permits, if I am taking the sessions, then it will be easy and very helpful for all of us. Okay, once I import the data, yeah, this is how it looks like. My data is imported in the SAC. Okay, and there are many data wrangling activities. Data wrangling is nothing but your data modification, data cleaning activities, and that all activities can be performed within the SAC as well. Assume that I want to say I have an agent first name and the last name. Okay, say I want to combine both, so I can do the concatenation here. See, so I have a sales one column which have both the agent first name and the last name. So all these activities can be performed over here. And here I want to show one more option here. I have longitude and latitude. Means if I want to create a geospatial map, I want to use in my dashboard, I want to create a geospatial. What the raw data what I'll get is like latitude and the longitude. This will not serve me to map it to my geospatial. So I have to have a location by using options. What we have in here is coordinates. I want to convert my latitude and longitude both into the form of a coordinates, and these can be mapped to my geo map. So there are many activities that we can do it over here. So in today's session, just I will keep it very simple. Okay, fine. This is my location and this is my coordinates are there. I'm saying okay. Okay, and also you can do lots of transformations over here. Okay, we have different options over here to do the transformations, create your own figures. Those all things can be performed. Okay, so once I am done with this, I will save it my data set. That is nothing but model. This is known as a model. I have created my model and saving it in my folder. Fine. Now my model is ready. What I have to do is now I have to create a small story on top of this model. This tool is very simple and the only thing is so one thing what you have to do means you have to know what options are there available and where are they and how to use that. Fine. Now I have a model ready. Then I want to go and create my story. When I'm creating a story, I have different components to create a story, like responsive page, I have canvas page, grid, and smart discovery. So we have different components. What all these things I'll be taking, but as of now, I'll use the responsive page to create my story. Okay, fine. So this is my layout for the building up a story. So what I want to do is I want to create a small story lineup here. I want to have some KPIs and graph charts. Okay, all the stuff over here. So I'll quickly. So this is my data. If you see, and okay, now this is my story, right? So I want to use my data model what I have created in this story. In order to do that, just click on data and select my data model. Data model. If you go to grid, you can see the data model has been moved over here. Okay. Now I want to create a story. In the story pane, I will include my charts. So I will just create a small chart here. I'll use the numeric point, and I want to add a measure here. So I'll add order value. Okay, and there are many activities that you can do it over here. Say I want to change the color, font, all those things can be performed. Okay, fine. So I can include as many as possible. Means based on your template, we can create our dashboard. I want to include one more. Units. Right. So like this, I can create my own dashboard. So now I want to include. If I want to include like here, just let me remove it. Okay, fine. Now I can include the text. Okay, and now I want to include some chart types. So there are different chart types which we can use it over here. I want to use my column chart. And I want to add my measures here. I want to see the data. And I want to include the dimension. So I can click on dimension. I want to see the data based on my country. So again, on the particular chart, you can have ranking. I want to see only top 5. Okay, so I'll be creating the story like this based on my data model, what all I have, and I'll just and then I'll save this one to my. Right. So this is how we can create a story on your SAC by using your flat file. There are many options that we can do. Means we can create, like as I said, in the data modeling, we can create our own calculated key figures, right? So all those things are data transformations we can do, which data, if we want data cleanup activities, all those things can be performed in the data model. Okay. But today's session, just I want to keep it very simple because I know I have attended few of the sessions in the previous. What I saw is many of the guys from the technical background, like Fury, ABAP. So I don't want to keep it more complex. So I want to make it very simple and clear so that everybody can understand what I have been showing you. That's it from my side, guys. If you have any questions or any doubts, yes, you can ask me.